So, episode 14 is where we're starting off. And like you had a controversial opinion a moment ago, I'm going to have a controversial opinion here. The new intro. I prefer this over the first one.
Oh.
Controversial opinion. I really love the vocals in the second song compared to the first.
Oh, no, don't do me like that.
I'm going to do you like that.
No. I'm definitely disagreeing on this.
That's fine. This is my controversial opinion.
Don't get me wrong. And we said this at the beginning. All the soundtrack, the intros, the outros, all of it is good. All of it is good.
Yeah.
The music is perfect, right? But the first intro just bangs. I'm sorry. It bangs. It bangs.
It does bang. I agree. It does bang. The second one does better for me, in my eyes.
No, first one, definitely.
This is actually like a bizarre thing for me as well, because I normally enjoy the first intros of all the animes.
Yes.
I watch. Well, I don't really like the seconds or thirds as much. There's a few exceptions. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Like, you think Attack on Titan, for example. First openings, I prefer the rumbling, which is the latest one.
I like the first one. I will agree with you. The rumbling is perfect for Attack on, especially for that season. But the first one for me is still really, really good. Where it doesn't work, and again, the first one's still very good, but the second one bangs for me is My Hero.
Yes, and I prefer Peace Sign, which I think is the third.
Second.
Oh,
that is second. That Peace Sign is second. My Day is first one, which is still an amazing song. Like,
still a good song.
I'm not gonna badmouth it. I love it, but second one it's just perfect. It just shouts My Hero at that point. But going back to it, I like the first one. There's nothing wrong with either of them.
No, they're both fantastic in their own regards.
And as always, it's personal opinion. But
yes. But let's start a comment war.
but you're wrong.
No.
No. I mean, we can
start comment.
Yeah,
let's start a comment war. Comment down below if you prefer the first intro or the second intro. I'm very curious to see what people say on this one.
Yeah.
Because obviously don't be at each other's throats, for Christ's sake. There's no need.
There's no wrong answer.
There is no wrong answer.
It's just personal opinion.
I'm just curious to see. I might even start a poll. You never know.
We are the first two that are that opinion. I like the first one.
Against.
He likes the second one. That's it. That's all it is. But there's no wrong, so it's all good.
No right and wrong. But that's my controversial opinion. So
I will say, you can say that the song's better, right? Take the songs out of it. What do you think's the best intro visually?
Oh, visually, second one.
Wow, really? I like the first bit. Yeah. I'm sorry, the first bit's like.
I like the mystery and the animation of the first one, but I'm sorry. Seeing Yuji stand there and like having the wind blast at him as the music and vocals are picking up, there's no beating that.
We're going back to it. Do the comments. So episode 14, crack on.
Cool. Honestly, episode 14 and 15 doesn't have a great deal going on for me. There's obviously the reunion for Yuji, Nobara, and Megami, which falls apart as you can expect.
Stupid, but yeah.
Yes, I'm going to be honest. I felt a little bit disappointed about this. If I'm going to be honest with you, it's supposed to be disappointing. Don't get me wrong, but I felt they could have done a lot more with it. Like, I would have loved it if everyone just ignored him to start with, and then it came to Megami and Nobara, and Megami just like kind of looks at him a bit sarcastically, and Nobara comes up and then uppercuts him into the sky or something. So like, I would have loved that a lot more.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
But that's just my take on that. Overall, it's not a great deal going on. They're talking about the meetings.
Yeah, it's the beginning of the school contests, like between the sister schools. So it's Tokyo School versus Kyoto School, and it's like the first 2 episodes for this. So, like you said, 14 and 15 is them more or less sort of discussing it. And like you said, I mean, the only real bit of important information is Yuji basically coming back. To be with them. But yeah, like you said, there's not a ton going on. but it
Yeah,
is
it's just
building at this point.
it's building, which is needed.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Hmm.
And obviously, they want. I think it's the sister school just wants the Yuji to be killed off outright. Todo, again, interesting with his character, even though he doesn't know Yuji at this point. He just basically tells him to F off. He's not interested. And then
Yeah.
when they ask him where he's going to like an idol meet and greet.
Yeah.
It's like, I like this character a lot. This is why he's my favorite character, because he's just so out there.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Right, so I'll just move on to episode 16, if that's all right.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah.
Cool. So Panda is one of the funniest characters in the series, I have to say. There's a lot of random stuff he does that I can appreciate.
Yes, but also quite a weird character as well.
Very weird character too.
He
Yes.
looks out of place.
I think that's kind of like the point.
Yeah.
Being honest with you.
He looks majorly out of place, but yeah, he's amazing. It's a really good character.
I personally see him as like the comic relief character. Like, he can take any serious situation and make it stupid.
Yeah, because it's a panda.
Yeah, it's a panda out of nowhere. It's like, you can't take him seriously if you're being honest. So one of the funniest things he's done in the entire series is literally in episode 16, and it's where he's fighting Mekamaru originally, and Mekamaru says something about cursed spirits. Well, sorry, not cursed beings, like cursed bodies or something like that.
Yeah,
like basically what Panda is.
Yeah.
And Panda like tries to make it look like he's offended in a way. And he's basically the bit where he's just like on the floor on all four paws. He goes, "Oh, you wound me," and then he just looks up at the camera and says, "I think it actually hurts." And he's screaming at the camera. It's like, I remember just laughing my ass off when he started doing shit like that.
It's like you said. It's that he's definitely the guy that's like. I get a feeling he's definitely gonna fall break, like a lot compared to other characters. The fight with Mekamaru, by the way, is
very
pretty good.
Yes.
Pretty darn good. Especially when he goes like into, it's like, I don't even know what you'd call it. It's like
gorilla. I'd say it's a gorilla.
yeah, a gorilla panda. I don't know how this works, but yeah, basically.
That's the thing. It's basically when he reveals that he's not actually a panda. It's like, it's just the title of the episode or something is "Panda is not a panda," and it's quite literally he turns into some kind of gorilla-looking thing. Yeah, which is really powerful, by the way.
The backstory, he was raised.
Yes, he was raised, and he wasn't made as he is.
Yeah, that's really strange, but I love it. I love it, but it's strange.
It is strange, but it's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Something I like to take away as well, because this is the entire fight between the two of them. So Panda openly admits that he's got 3 cores, which is his sister, his brother, and himself, right? But then he admits later on that he's concealing the amount of cores that he has. It makes me think he might have 4 or maybe 5, and if he can transform into a form with each of the cores, does that mean he's got 5 different forms he can be, basically?
Potentially.
Because we know the panda, which is normal, the gorilla, which is obviously
maybe he's saying that he's got 3 because they're the only 3 that he knows.
Possibly. I suppose the mentor would know. Not the mentor, sorry, the principal, whatever you want to call him, the guy who can make the cursed dolls.
Headmaster.
Headmaster, yeah.
Yeah.
That guy probably would know, but whether Panda knows or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But apart from that entire fight sequence, which is really good, not a great deal goes on. I don't know if Hanami reveals herself here.
We get we've got the fight between Todo and Yuji starting in this episode as well. Like they're sort of having a back and forth. Because basically the Kyoto's school's plan was take Yuji out because we don't know what he's capable of, because they know he's basically a Sukuna's vessel.
Yes.
But they don't know anything more about him. And it was also the headmaster's ask of killing him, like you said. So
Todo gets angry.
Yeah, so they were just like, let's just send Todo in straight away and just let him deal with him. But then he basically discovers that one, he's not a pushover, which is great, because that is showing his training that Gojo has hidden him with has actually worked, and number two, also it goes into
the description of women.
That just makes it really weird, but extremely funny. So, yeah.
Something I can appreciate about the whole Todo and Yuji discussing women thing was after Yuji's explained it and Todo's surprised. How does he make this elaborate backstory about how they were best friends since middle school?
I don't know, but there's also like scenes to go with it. That's what
I know. It's like there's a whole backstory there that wasn't there a moment ago.
I don't think you were, bro. And he just starts believing it. He's just like, yeah, we've been friends since school. It's like, no, you haven't.
It makes me laugh because like he's got his idol, which he tries asking out in this thing, and she rejects him, and he goes back to Yuji, who comforts him. It's like this never happened.
Yeah, he's living in a fantasy land, but it's like the best. It's just really weird.
It's brilliant.
It's so good.
It does come back later as well, which is even better.
Yeah. So episode 17.
17, yes.
This
is Maki versus Mai, if I remember right.
Yeah, and it's this is a good fight. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a good sequenced fight. Yeah. I will admit. I still stand by my statement of Mai's a pushover.
Yeah,
the one with the gun.
Yeah,
because the way I see it, yeah, it's very well sequenced and very well coordinated. Maki proves that she is borderline superhuman, like literally what Yuji is in. Like without cursed energy, because she can dodge bullets, she can deflect bullets, and she can run really bloody quick, and she's very strong, as we know. So it's quite a nice profession to see that there is a second person who is also on that kind of level.
Yeah.
But yeah, there isn't a great deal to talk about apart from like the smooth cutscenes again, and the choreography.
Yeah. Yeah, they got mixed up on this description, sorry, because they've got Mai and Miwa mixed up.
Maki. Maki?
No, they've got Maki versus Miwa.
Oh.
And then they said that Mai steps in, and I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's Mai versus Maki, and then Miwa steps in.
Oh, no, Maki does fight Miwa, but it's so short that it's not really recognized.
Yeah, because she is a pushover.
She's a big pushover as well. She's that much of a pushover you don't remember she's in the episode.
Yeah, I had to double check myself. And then they said that the twins battle it out, revealing secrets about their clan, which is that's when we get the backstory for the pair of them as well, which is that's quite like
it shows you the hierarchy that's reigning over the Jujutsu Sorcerers, which it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
It's kind of harsh because it's the whole it's quite sexist as well, isn't it?
It's very sexist. It's very.
It's like she's a woman. She can't do this. It's like, I don't know about this, bro. But yeah, okay.
It's not even. It's not like just that either. It's kind of like the worst thing about it is that if you don't have cursed energy, you will not be successful. So they'll just cast you out the family.
Yeah. Just
so they can save face. It's all manners of wrong.
Even though Maki is the stronger sibling.
She's easily the strongest one.
Mai needed her. Like as you saw in the flashback or the backstory, so it's good. It is really good. Again, I hope they build on that on Maki a bit more because she's quite an interesting character.
I'd love to see Maki become a grade 1 sorcerer. Like it would be controversial and it would just slap the other families out of it.
There's no reason why she shouldn't be.
To be honest, that's actually Gojo's goal. Thinking about it, so I remember he mentions it in one of the early episodes. That he wants to overthrow the powers that are actually in charge of Jujutsu sorcery. Because he's fed up about how all the old ways of doing it and how they've got to go through these school systems and do everything by the book and how it's all like governed by major families and it's not actually to help people as they should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, everything might change. Right.
18.
Yes, curses are finally showing up.
Well, we've got Megami versus Norishiti. Norishi? Norishi? Norishi?
Nah.
Do you know, it's weird that I can't actually
Guy
remember
with creepy
this.
eye.
I cannot remember this.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
They fight inside the palace-like building.
Okay. Yeah, because then the thing comes in.
Yeah, Hanami shows up.
Anime shows up at that point, and then it's like, okay, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I feel like this episode's a little bit.
It's good because you get to see how Megami's come across, and also he's got a new shadow as well, which is the big pink elephant.
That's strange.
It's strange, but it's actually really powerful, which
Yeah,
is like the really good thing to see.
that's a weird one. Um,
Yeah, there's nothing too special in this. I do like Norishi's power, which allows him to manipulate blood, though. That is quite a cool ability,
hmm.
but I've
Yeah,
not seen it in depth enough to see it really effective.
yeah, true. That's very true.
Yeah. One last note for 18 as well. When obviously the curses show up and Hanami is like ready to fight, the cursed voice user, I keep forgetting its name, so forgive me. Norishi and Megami. You see Gojo and the other two mobilizing, like trying to go save the students.
Hmm.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't. Apart from Gojo, if you took Gojo out of that scene, I think the other two are useless. As bad as it sounds, but I don't see them having a massive impact on saving anybody if they actually got there.
I don't know. Maybe their abilities is hidden
Maybe I could be
potentially,
wrong, but
because then you have to ask like, why are they in that position?
well, with the families and whatnot being in charge, I imagine they're
Yeah,
keeping it
that's
safe.
true. That's true.
Either way,
Yeah, that's a good point.
it is what it is. Episode 19.
Episode 19, Hanami is
Good episodes.
fully in at this point now.
Yes.
And just wrecking everything as Megami, and I also cannot remember the guy with the
Curse Force, yeah.
who is, by the way, strong as fuck.
He's unbelievably powerful.
Yeah,
It's just a shame that his power ruins him very quickly.
Yeah, we're not seeing enough of him either, I think. I think he's got a lot more to give, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I do quite like the charm of where he can only speak in like broken words.
Isn't it supermarket
yeah,
foods or
sushi.
something? Sushi?
No, it's sushi.
Yeah.
Sushi ingredients. You can only speak in sushi ingredients.
Salmon oguri. It's like, okay.
Yeah, salmon roll.
It's just mad. It's like, okay.
It works.
But yeah, it's a good scene. Yeah, it's mental, and it is slow because at this point I think Todo and Yuji are.
Yeah, Todo and Yuji have been training for a fair bit now, and this is where.
Yeah, they've been training mid-event, which is really weird. And they sort of realize what's going on, I think, in this one, as they
and they head straight over
across. Yeah.
So this is when Megami gets hit by the sapling bud thing, and it embeds in his stomach, and then Maki gets knocked out, I think.
Yeah.
If I'm certain, right. So Panda takes the two of them away, and that's when Todo and Yuji fight Hanami. But it's the condition of Todo won't step in unless Yuji can hit a black flash, which is a completely new attack that's been revealed to us today. But basically, something that is making me laugh is it's like the actual fighting scene between Yuji and Hanami is really, really good, and the music uplifts it again. It's like it feels like a proper fight, but then it kind of stops dead when Todo just walks over to Yuji and just slaps him to knock him out of his anger state.
Yeah.
Because he's getting angry again.
Yeah, and
then obviously
the fight. Yeah, the fight between all three of them at that point is, I'd imagine, your favorite. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
When Todo actually steps in because Yuji's hitting black flashes, the fighting is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's like everything just flows. Even though Yuji and Todo have never fought together properly, they now know each other enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, they work like a team perfectly.
I don't think the thing is, I don't think that's Yuji fighting really well. I get the thing I think that's Todo showing how good he is with the fact that he can adapt.
Yes, he's very adapting.
Like, and also with the backstory, I think he's already got the sense of, we've been friends and fighting for years. It's like,
Yeah,
You
probably
haven't.
actually that does make sense.
You haven't, but because you're senile and mental, fine. It don't matter. But
You
yeah,
think what you want. If it works, fine.
yeah, literally. If you're gonna
Uh,
kick its head in, don't worry about it. Just do what you need to do. But it's very good. It is a
Yeah.
very good fight scene. It's as we said previous. It's not my favorite, but
Yeah,
it's quality. It is quality.
it
I
blows it
can't
out of the
fault
park
it.
for me.
Yeah,
The best. I still really like the fact that this is where Yuji uses Black Flash for the first time, and you can tell it does a lot of damage to Hanami when it hits,
mm.
because it's like the entire fight where you had Megami, the other two as well with the Curse Voice user.
Mm.
They tried really hard to do any damage to Hanami
Yeah,
to the point where they had to use like a cursed weapon and still couldn't do much.
yeah.
And then Yuji's just here like with one punch and like does more damage than they've done in the entire time.
It's mental.
It's very good.
It's
But
also
rolling it,
gone.
I'm gonna say it's gonna roll into episode 20 because it's like a continuous fight from here on anyway.
I thought it was in 20.
Now we're in 19.
Ah, okay. Oh yes,
And
you're right.
now we
So
roll into 20.
the 20 is they're continuing to fight it,
Yep, the three of them continue to fight.
but then it finishes in the weirdest way possible.
But I'll talk about the fight first and then
Okay.
go into how it finishes because you are right. It does finish in
Yeah.
the weirdest way possible. Todo's ability, Boogie Woogie.
Boogie woogie.
The best name for a curse technique I have ever heard. And he just works by he claps his hands and he can swap places of any two things that he
Yeah.
wants, that as long as it has cursed energy.
I don't know why they called it boogie woogie.
I don't know, but I love it.
But
The first time he uses it as well is brilliant. Because
Yeah,
I think he swaps himself with Hanami because he's falling backwards into spikes.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he swaps places, and Yuji's mid punch and punches him in the face.
Yeah.
And then basically it's like, oh, Todo, I didn't know you were here. It's like, not even Yuji know what was going on at that point. It's brilliant. And then it gets even better for me, because it goes into like a fight scene where he's constantly using it. And did you notice he pulls faces when he claps?
Yes.
It's like the best bit for me.
I'm
He's just pulling all these different
I'm flicking
faces.
through pictures.
I'm
flicking through pictures, right? And I'm happy to share my screen with you just to show you what I found.
Oh god.
I thought it was best to get the live reaction to that one. We will probably put it up and show it because it's very funny, I'm not gonna lie. But yes, he does pull faces when he does his clap, and I don't know why, but if it works, it works. There's nothing wrong with it. It works. So yeah, it's a good fight scene. It just is a good fight scene.
It's the thing is, this is like my favorite episode by far, because it ramps up and it keeps going and going. Yuji surprises me. Well, it doesn't surprise me, but it annoys me a little bit when he says this. So there's like a cutback to when Nanami's talking about the Black Flash, and then he brags about like how he's done it 4 times in a row. And he says, "Oh, I just got lucky." And it's like, he's bragging about it. He's that kind of arrogant person in some kind of situations.
Yeah.
But then Yuji does it. Hits it 4 times consecutively.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that was an impressive thing that Nanami's done now. It's just irrelevant because Yuji's done it. Something that's probably only happened once in the 20-year career he's had.
Yeah, it's just fucked. I don't know why they did that, but yeah.
It's like, if Yuji had gotten 3, I would have been happy with 3.
I know.
I'm like, right, that is impressive for
I'm
Yuji
going
considering
4,
he's just
mate.
started.
I'm going 4. There's nothing
Yeah,
to do
so no,
about
I'm gonna match the top sorcerer's record for some bizarre reason. No, don't give him that.
It's mental.
And then I'm still talking more about the fight because I've got to. Todo, when he gets the playful cloud, the nunchucks. Why on earth would you give a powerful cursed weapon to a behemoth like Todo?
So I can destroy this
like,
fucking Hanami.
Yeah, but I mean, like, after one blow, it nearly takes her head off. You give that, if he used that weapon like consistently, he could destroy a country. I'm not even gonna like pretend it's not a thing.
That's not normally a bad thing, but yeah. Might come in handy in the future. I'm not gonna lie.
I would love to see Todo do a full fight with Playful Cloud. It kind of seems like that's his weapon in a way, because he seems to be so relaxed and cool with it.
With it, yeah, 100%, 100%.
And then, like you said earlier, the end of the fight is just bizarre.
Well, before we jump to that, there is also, I don't know the old guy's name. I think he's the headmaster of the Kyoto school though.
Yeah.
And his ability is
Guitar.
really strange. He's just a heavy metal. He's just
a heavy rock star grandpa. Yeah. That's all it is.
And he just rocks. It's fucking awesome.
It's an interesting take that he's using sounds to make like a curse technique. But why?
I don't know. I think it is that comedy. It's that comedic effect when you least expect it. So you're seeing this guy as a super serious character. He's like said that he wants Yuji killed. You're thinking, oh, this guy's like grumpy. There's nothing good to him. And then this just comes like completely from left field. Oh, his abilities. He plays the guitar. Like,
makes sense.
Like, what do you mean? But it works. It again works. I don't know how, but it just does.
It kind of. I would be honest. I was a bit bored with the grandpa when it came to it.
Yes.
Like, it was amusing to first watch, but I didn't pay too much attention to that fight because it's like, it's there, but it's okay. A bit I did find funny about their fight though is where Gojo shows up after he's broken the veil, and as soon as he shows up, the villain guy just turns around and goes, "Coat Rack," starts swinging at him like a lunatic. The fact that the head teacher or whatever you want to call him has to shout to Gojo not to kill him is really concerning.
yeah. It's like, don't go full out, basically.
Yeah, and even though he doesn't do much really, he just lifts his hand, if anything. He breaks both his arms and both his legs. He leaves him just like as a pile of mush on the floor.
He's just like, yeah, you deal with it now. It's like, yeah, it's
like, please make sure he doesn't die.
Yeah, he can't do anything, so it doesn't matter. And then Gojo, going back to the
red and blue.
You just see how strong he is. He just blows him out of the water just with, like you said, it's kind of like a spirit bomb. And he just
actual spirit bomb.
He fires it from fucking miles away, just like because it's just so random. Because you're like, he's nowhere near the fight, and you're like, what's he doing? And he just fires this thing through the forest. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, I think the best thing about that entire sequence is you see the scene where he goes red and blue. So he's like, okay, he's using two at once. But then he switches back to Todo and Yuji. And basically, Yuji tries running for Hanami because Hanami's about to escape. And Todo just stops him dead because he knows what's coming. And then he fires, obviously, the spirit bomb and it blows like this whole cavern out underneath the forest. I was like, I'm surprised it only took Hanami's arm, if I'm being honest with you. I thought it actually killed her.
Yeah. But it's insane.
It's nuts how much power Gojo has. So that's again just one curse technique.
Yes.
It's like he hasn't had a continuous battle with curse techniques yet.
Yeah, that's true actually.
It's always been one and done. And that's it.
We do see that it was all for a reason, wasn't it?
Yes. Mahito broke into the storehouse and stole the Sukuna fingers.
So it was all a diversion just to steal. It's not just the fingers; he steals other cursed items, but
yeah, the 3 cursed wombs.
Yeah. So that's an interesting one.
Yes, but you do see the cursed womb. Well, 2 of the cursed wombs in episodes in a minute. One last thing to note as well: Hanami doesn't actually use a domain expansion, but it's heavily implied that she has one, or it's confirmed that she has one, basically, because before she is about to unleash like that sun cannon thing she had on her arm, she actually is about to say domain expansion. But that's when Gojo breaks the veil and it like disrupts the whole fight. Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah, she's stronger than what she's shown, I think.
Yeah, she's a lot stronger. I'm actually quite curious as to what her domain expansion is going to be. I'd like to think it's some kind of garden along those lines.
Yeah, it'd be like a flowery field.
Yes. Alright, but that is the end of the school era.
Yeah,
more or less with fighting.
we basically get a filler for 21.
Yeah, we get like a
fu-
comic relief episode. I'm calling
a
them.
funny filler, which is a discussion of what went on. So they discuss with all the heads, don't they? Like all the main guys and Gojo and stuff like that. Discuss the fingers go in and stuff like that.
Yeah, the cursed spirits also get a bit of screen time as well.
Yep, and then we get the main part of that episode, which is the baseball game, which is just funny.
Yeah,
that
is funny.
Again, it's meant to be a filler episode, but it's really not. It's really quite good.
Yeah, I've been classing them as comedic relief episodes. Like after they've had like a series of really serious fighting scenes, they have an episode just to break the tension and restart. But the baseball game, I've got to say, the funniest moment for me is when I think Todo is up to bat.
Yeah.
And they just throw the ball and smash him in the face, and he goes down. And he's got him like Yuji's holding him in his arms as he passes out like dramatically.
Yeah. It's stupid, but it's good. It is good. I think that's pretty much all that happens in 21, really.
Yeah, there's story plot wise, not a great deal happens.
Yeah, it's only the discussion at the beginning, which is like 5 minutes, if that. I don't think it's that long.
It's just the two parties being aware of what each other is up to.
And
that's
then
it, really.
We sort of jump, don't we? To
in a way,
basically like a new storyline type. Not a new storyline, but it's just sort of
it's like a small arc in a way.
When
I thought this was really weird because they could have ended it on the last episode, and I would have been fine with that.
Yeah,
but they have another little bit.
Yeah,
which I found really confusing to do.
Which is,
I'm not going to complain, obviously.
No, I'm fine with it, but it was a weird because I was like,
an odd choice.
We're at episode 21. We've got 3 episodes left, and episode 22 basically starts a brand spanking new thing. And I think my only thing with all 3, they're amazing episodes, by the way. Still,
yeah, they are
a little bit rushed.
Yeah, they do feel a bit rushed, I'll be honest with you.
It feels like they squeezed it in. And I think they maybe could have done a few extra episodes just to sort of build the characters a little bit more and what is actually going on. But I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to fully complain about it. They're still very, very good episodes.
Yes, there's still a lot there for what there actually is. Not to mention, one of the 3 is actually missing. Not missing, but not present in the entire thing. Yes. So he's going to be used later on.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting thing.
So
as well.
Basically, they're hunting for the fingers and the wombs, aren't they? Is the idea, and they come across the wombs.
No, for this little sequence, they don't actually find they're not hunting actively for them at this point.
They're following up on a lead low.
Yes, and it ends up being something related to Megami in a way, an old schoolmate or something.
Yes.
Yeah, so they end up tracing it back to the bridge. That's when they find out that there's an a domain there.
Yeah.
And when they breach into it, that's when they find the moles, which is an interesting cursed enemy. But
yeah, that's a weird one, but it was good. Yeah, it says Mahito and Geto continue their schemes incarnating one of the cursed wombs, death paintings.
Yes, so that is what was stolen. It's basically the 3 new demons for the arc.
Okay.
That's what the cursed wombs are.
Right. And then so that was basically episode 1, is that they started to investigate.
The rumors
it's going off the bridge, isn't it? it's like
yes,
because they're like, oh, it's suicides, it's easily explainable, and it's like, no, it's not, there's more to it.
Because bodies were never found, I don't think.
That's it. It goes into 2 when they're in the domain at that point.
Yes,
for this which Megami uses a new technique.
Yes, I'm not going to go into that straight off the bat because there's a lot to talk about with that ability.
But basically, they sort of get split, don't they?
Yeah, so
because the special grade comes out. Is that right?
Yes, one of the special grades does appear.
Yeah,
but So Yuji's fighting the special grade. Nobara and Megami focus on exercising the moles, but then Nobara gets swiped and pulled out by another special grade.
Yeah, that's it.
And then obviously that's when the other special grade chases Nobara, and then Yuji chases that special grade.
Yeah.
And then Sukuna's finger appears. Something I really find good about this scene is back at the start of the series, Megami ran away from this guy, and then because he was scared that he wasn't going to be able to beat it. In this episode, he's actually going to fight it.
Yeah, he just goes for
it. Yeah, there's a big difference. This episode, this arc, if anything, I took it as comparing how far they've come in the season.
Yeah.
Like how much they've changed.
It's like a roundup.
In a weird way.
We're going to show you where they are from when you watch the first couple where they're at the house and the school and the detention. Well, actually, we'll run off the detention center because that's when all three of them are investigating a thing together anyway.
Yes.
So we're showing you from where they've come from to where they are now, and it's like like you said, they're using these 3 episodes as like a mini arc for that, sort of rounding up. Yep, this is where they are. Now you'll know what they're going to be like in season 2, which is kind of cool.
Yes, it's a nice little way to wind it all up. I will say Nobara's technique is a bit of a contradiction in this episode. Because obviously her ability is she can use cursed nails to, if something of her main body is separated, she can use the nails to hammer it into, and it will affect the main body and cause it damage. So she's done this across the season. In this one, it's weird because she hits one of the moles with a nail, and then it kills loads of them, in a big area. And it's just so she can use an AoE attack that's precise and can hit loads of other stuff.
Yeah.
It's really getting to the point where it's broken. And I have to mention the second cursed spirit, the one that's outside of the domain originally. He just looks like a JoJo character. I'm sorry, but he does. He genuinely looks like he belongs in JoJo.
I'm trying to remember which one that is. Hang on a sec.
You'll find out when you see the picture. You'll know who I mean.
The one with the bow tie thing.
Yeah, and he's got something on his back. He doesn't like it.
Okay.
He acts and looks like a JoJo character.
Yeah. Okay.
So now we'll go on to what you want to talk about, the domain expansion from Megami.
Yeah, so it's his new technique basically, and it's so he's brought on that scene, isn't it, with Gojo?
Yes.
Where he flicks him on the forehead.
Yes.
and hurts him, which is just stupid. It's one of them serious moments which she's again broke up with a comedic effect, where he's talking about something serious, he's trying to learn something serious, and Gojo just takes the piss. It's just like, don't be stupid. It's always it's in here, and he just flicks him on the forehead and hurts him. I'm like, nah, come on. But yeah, he uses what is his, like you said, the main expansion.
Yes, the Chimera Shadow Garden.
Yeah.
This is the most interesting domain expansion I've seen so far, because mostly, the way it's triggered is Megami originally is going to use his weird sacred cursed weapon or whatever it is. The thing that he's been trying to use 3 or 4 times now throughout the season, but he's not used it yet.
Yeah.
So I get the feeling we will see it in season 2, but we'll wait and see. But then he basically just decides to say, fuck it, I'm going to try doing this instead. And he looks borderline insane when he tries to start it for the first time. But the thing that scares me, or makes me really curious about the Chimera Shadow Garden, I don't think anything that's destroyed in there is actually destroyed, because obviously he has the frogs, he has Nues when he's in there, and he has the wolf as well. But it's the frogs were destroyed the first time, but then they respawn in the second time.
Yeah.
So I don't think that they're ever going to die if it dies within his domain. Yeah. Not to mention he summons 2 Nues as well. Yeah, so there might be a Ridgeline Shadow.
Yeah, it's probably they're more they're not actually.
It's kind of like a shadow of a shadow in a sense.
Yeah, they're not what he actually uses when he's outside. They're just more of a fault kind of thing that's in that technique.
This actually leads me on to a second thought of it as well.
Yeah.
It's Chimera Shadow Garden. does this mean he can fuse whatever shadows he wants within that domain and make up anything he wants?
It's a good theory.
That's what I think about when I think Chimera. I'm literally thinking your classic mythical beast Chimera with like the lion's head, the
Yeah.
snake tail, lion kind of body, etc.
Yeah, essentially.
So I'm curious to see if he will actually do it. 'Cause that would make sense to when Sukuna said he's a waste of potential.
Yeah.
Because that would be an unbelievably strong domain.
Yeah, it could be.
Anyway,
right.
he does eventually win the fight, which is
Yes.
good.
We should do. He's the main in it, so.
Yeah, it's the fact that he's actually become to the point where he had to run away because he was so he was scared and he was so weak.
Yeah.
Like in the start, and now he's at the point where he can beat them. So it's quite nice to see the comparison for that.
Yes.
But it ties in neatly to the final episode,
Yep.
which is Nobara and Yuji versus the two cursed spirits, the special grades.
Yeah. And it's again, that's a really good episode.
It's a really good
finishes
episode.
really well.
Nobara is a fucking psychopath. I've got to say.
Yeah.
She literally drives nails into her wrist just so she can hurt the other enemy.
Yeah, because the enemy is is it blood that touches them?
Yeah, so basically they've been hit by their blood, haven't they? And they've got like the curse tattoo on them.
Poisons them.
Yes.
And then he even the interesting thing with that is, so the JoJo character, as you referenced him, he even says that Yuji will last this long and Nubaru will last this long. And it's like, to me, that's like he's just basically said, oh yeah, Yuji is this much stronger than Nubaru. Like,
yeah,
we know
Makes
this
sense.
now. So it's like he's already bypassed her because she was a Jujutsu Sorcerer before him. Like, she came into it as a Jujutsu Sorcerer, whereas Yuji wasn't at the start. He just sort of did it as
he got brought along for the ride.
It's like, oh, whatever, okay. But we've now got, like you said, it's that arc of, oh, this is where they're at compared to where they started. And we now already know that Yuji is stronger than Nubaru.
But to be honest, with it being Sukuna's vessel and everything, you would kind of expect that. Not being funny.
Yeah.
But
we're made to believe that Sukuna's fingers don't actually affect him as he is, really. It's just that he can carry him.
Yeah.
But obviously there will be an inkling of, there has to be some sort of strength there for him to be able to carry that many at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's just a normal person. It's like there is a hidden power there anyway, but we've got
it'd be nice.
Go on.
I say it'd be nice to learn if every time he eats a finger, it actually gives him a power boost as well.
Yeah.
I know it obviously affects Sukuna or makes Sukuna stronger, but
yes,
I don't know if it affects Yuji as well. I think it does actually.
Yeah, I believe
it
does.
Back in the first episode, I think they talk about it.
Yeah, I believe it does, but I think he's getting quite good at like sort of covering it up, sort of type thing, or like hiding it as well, which again shows his strength. I definitely think Yuji's strong on his own now, without the Sukuna thing. But I think at the beginning of the Sukuna thing was playing a massive part, hence the reason why he needed him. Like, he's not using him now. Like, he's
just kind of there.
Yeah, we've gone through 2 fights where he's not been needed, and there've been 2 big fights as well.
Yes.
So it's showing how far and how strong Yuji's come on at the start to now. But yeah, like you said, Nubaru just starts basically sticking nails in herself, which is on top of itself very fucking clever as well.
It's clever, but my god, it's just psychopathic.
Sadistic, yeah. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what would possess you to drive nails into your own body, just so you can, like... I know it wins them the fight in the end, but you've got to be fucking mental to even think about that. I'm sorry, you just have to be. But one thing I do like, it does show how strong Nova has become compared to the first episodes
as well, yeah.
Because not only can she do that, she also turns around and then says, I haven't shown you this technique before, and then she uses the hairpin technique, which is like it blows a massive hole in the front of the cursed spirit,
Yeah.
which is supposed to be a special grade.
Yeah.
It's like she's become so bloody powerful.
Yeah. It's
It's quite good to see.
It is very, very good. But I think we're done. Is that us?
I want to mention one last thing, actually.
Okay, go on then.
2 last things, even.
Okay,
I've
go
just
for
seen
it.
it.
Go for it.
Right. So, I don't know if I'm the only one who saw this, but when Yuji's about to punch the JoJo character, we'll call him, he does a black flash, doesn't he?
Yes.
Does Nobara also do a black flash? Because they're both in the same scene together with the black flash happening. And I want to know if Nobara hits a black flash. Because if she does, then she's even stronger than I thought. But I don't know if it's just Yuji. Are you checking?
I'm just taking a look. Got a picture of it. I'm gonna say no.
You're saying no.
Looking at the picture, it looks like the black flash is more or less coming off of Yuji. On top of that, maybe the black flash empowers others close by. I don't know.
I don't think it does, but
No.
I was just thinking to myself, it is possible, maybe? Be quite good. If she hasn't, then obviously not. But I wanted to like make a mention of it.
I would just work off of. I thought that Black Flash was completely just Yuji's at that point. Like
No, because I think it's described back ages ago when he first does it. Any sorcerer can do it, but they have to be like within 1/3 trillionth of a second or something like that.
okay, so it is possible for.
It's possible for
Nobara.
anybody to do it.
Yeah,
It's just insanely hard to do it. That's why I was wondering if Nobara hit it.
She might have done, but looking at the picture, it looks like she's just following up with Yuji rather than pulling the same move. But
yeah,
you could be right. You could completely be right. So,
I think it's just something worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Another funny thing is that I'm finding. Well, before I go into the funny thing, the music that's used for the entire sequence of Yuji and Nobara against the spirits is phenomenal. And the cutscenes, like the actual battle sequence, is really good. I'd probably put this as number 3 as my if you were to do a list of combat sequences. Obviously, my favorite one is the one with Todo and Yuji.
Oh, so you're going on number 3 in the season.
In the season.
Ah, right.
I can't comment on the movie. It's not out yet.
No.
But your favorite one would be my second. So Mahito versus Yuji and Nanami, and then this will be third. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I put it up there.
That's
but
fair.
Something I also need to point out, I find it hilarious that Yuji can literally catch up with a speeding truck.
Yeah, he's even the like cursed spirit, as you called it. Even he says he's seriously fast, and he had Nobara on his back as well at the time when he's running away from him. So
yes, there is that as well.
For him to say that he's fast, and he gets in front of him as well, which shocked Yuji. For him to say that though, he must have gone. He must be fast. Like he has to be that quick.
Yeah. When Nobara does get carried by Yuji though, when they're running away originally, it is. I do find it quite funny because it's like 1 second it's just normal jogging, and then all of a sudden he goes into supersonic speed, and then Nobara's like, "What the hell?" and just goes.
She's got her own Yoshi, bro. Don't worry about it.
It's literally like a Yoshi, yeah.
But yeah, it goes back to what we originally said, which is, where does he get his, like, why is he like that? Why is he powerful and stuff? Like, well, not powerful, but like, how is he able to do that? Because he's not a Jujutsu sorcerer off of things, so there must be some hidden.
See, at the start, I could say there's theories. I've already said it, obviously. At this point, I think it might actually be to do with Sukuna's fingers, because at this point he must surely get some kind of boost.
Yeah, but he didn't have his finger at the beginning when he did the shot put thing in episode 1.
Yeah, but I'd like to say he's actually faster and stronger compared to what he was then.
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%.
Base.
He will be anyway. But
Yeah, so that's why I'm thinking.
there's questionable.
There's still a lot of mysteries. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. So.
But I think we're gonna clear it up there because.
Yes, this has been a long one. You've got any recommendations for films or anime series that you would like us to review or give our 2 cents on, then please let us know. Also, give us a like and a subscribe. It's free, so it doesn't hurt.
Yay! Everyone likes free stuff.
It'd be very nice. It would help us out, thank you. Oh, we need to basically rank it.
Yeah. We'll split this into 2 because I think we're splitting this into 2 parts, aren't we?
Okay, yep.
So first half of the seasons, I have to go. I'll go with an 8. Not perfect, but very good.
I'm gonna go 8 as well.
Cool. And second half, 8.5. I'll have to go 8.5, just slightly better.
I'll go better than you. I'll go 9.
At 9.
The reason why, right? So even though my favorite fight is in number 1, or in the first half, if you like, or just because it's 13, it's on the edge, isn't it? It jumps from 12 and 13.
Yes.
Yeah. You get the one that you like in this season, and then you also get the one at the end.
Yes.
So I think just on that alone, it deserves to be a little bit higher.
Yeah, makes sense.
9's solid.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I don't see me ever rating anything above like an actual 10 unless it blows my mind how good it is. I can only see me doing that for a film. Actually, thinking about it.
Films are possible. Films are definitely possible.
I dare say Mugen Train would have got a 10 if we did that.
Potentially, we'll maybe do that if people want to see it. Potentially.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to review Mugen Train and I would think of it.
But yeah, let us know again in the comments. Give us a like and subscribe, and we will hopefully see you guys in the next one.
See you later.